Okay, guys, the new patch 7.13 is out. I don't really want to waste you guys like a lot of time. I know that Perch will do this short patch for like 5 hours, so I'm gonna do the much quicker one, just talking about the specific things and major changes. So the first one, they reduced the tower gold from tier 1 tier 2 tier 3 tier 4, 120 to 100, 200 to 120, 200 to 140, 200 to 160. So it seems like not even that big. Actually, it seems actually big for tier 2, but the point is the pushing power was little too OP in the meta right now. Like you see how like here's like Lycan, Terrorblade, Pugna, Death Prophet, like all those like tower pushing oriented heroes, like, they snowballed from taking down the towers. The entire team actually snowballed from taking the towers. So what this does, what IceFrog is telling us is that the team is no longer going to be economically abundant from taking the towers, but you still get the same advantage like by taking the objective and by gaining the map control. So it is still a huge advantage for taking a tier 1 tower down early. It still is. Like if you play Dota long enough, you should know it. Taking tower early is like it's just still huge. Like the enemy team will no longer have a safe place to farm, and you will have much space to like invade in. So all that is just too much advantage. But the fact that they reduced the tower gold, this is actually saying that IceFrog understands the frustration that we're having. Like there are like just heroes that is just unstoppable, and you're gonna lose the game like within 10 minutes. That happened too much. So they're now like nerfing those heroes. So it made sense. Okay. Range scrape, average gold reduced from 57 to 54. Okay, that's a minor nerf to range scrape. Glyph duration from 5 to 6. Melee barracks HP 15 to 1800. So glyph having increased duration, this means that we now have a much stronger defensive mechanism against all those like pushing power heroes like Nature's Prophet, Redding, like Lycan. This also makes sense. Pushing power was a little too strong. Shrine HP, okay. Increased right now is HP reason, okay. So you know how like once you lose a tier 3 tower and the enemy team will go for the shrines like right away, and there really was no way for you to contest to defend the shrines. I didn't even see like that happening. When the shrines are going down, like usually the reaction is just give up the shrines. That was a reaction from the many teams, but now it's not going to be a thing anymore. It's going to be even harder to take down the shrines. Okay, I'm not gonna go over this. This is a minor change. This is the big one here. Remove the hero class perks. The bonus does not affect all classes. Status resistance as strength based attribute bonus has been removed. Rebalance all the stats below like. Okay. You now get 20% more benefit for having primary attribute. Okay. So the old strength, 20 health, 0.71 HP regen plus 1.15 status resistance. But now that this is gone, status resistance is gone, the new strength is 18 health. Oh, okay. So it's 18 health and all that. This is all for every hero. Regardless of your stats, like of your primary attribute, every hero will get 18 health, HP regen and magic resistance, but you get more of those if you are a strength hero. So if you're a strength hero, you get a lot of magic resistance for having more strength. Okay, this is actually interesting. So of course this is a nerf to the intelligence hero, because the magic resistance used to be their perk, but it is now like globally granted to any hero, and you get more as a strength hero. So if you're a strength hero, you get a bunch of strength, like you get naturally tanky because you get a magic resistance. The problem with the strength hero was that as they like scale up, as they level up, yeah, they get more health and their damage is like mediocre, or sometimes even above average for heroes like them. But their problem was that they had low armor. And auxiliary, if you talk about the auxiliary hero, they were just ideal as a carry because they get a lot of stats. They get just tanky enough to like just have enough HP, but also at the same time, by having more agility, they get the armor, and armor is the one that is becoming more important as the game progresses on. Like people like heroes start to do a lot of physical damage, and you need armor. But the problem of the strength hero was that they don't get the armor as they level up. But now that the strength hero they still do not get the armor, but they have a new mechanism, which is the magic resistance to defend themselves. So the strength hero is not going to be somewhat counter the spellcasters, so-called it's going to be intelligence heroes. Like if you talk about spellcasters, the strength hero is not going to be somewhat counter the intelligence heroes just by having more magic resistance, but they will still have the armor problem. But this will still make them really hard to kill at some point of the game. So this is going to be a thing. Okay, I'll talk about it. I want to talk about it a little more, but I have to move on. Old intelligence was this mana resistance, and magic resistance, which is gone now. This is now has been granted to every hero, and more to the strength. New intelligence, 12 mana resistance, spell amp, but you get more as an intelligence hero, 25% more. Okay. So this is a nerf, this is a nerf to like hero like OD. I think OD is going to be, yeah, OD is not going to be that OP anymore. This actually affects him a lot. So if you talk about OD, the strength as OD was that the hero is so tanky. He has a lot of HP, he has really good armor, like he has really good stats growth, and moreover, because he was an intelligence hero, as OD is getting more intelligent by just right clicking, he gets a lot of magic resistance, which made it even harder to kill him. So, but now that this is gone, he's not going to be the tanky anymore. Well, he gets more mana risen, a little bit of spell, but all those are like useless to OD. OD wants to be tanky at the same time, so it's gonna be a nerf to OD. I think OD is going to be much a lot less stronger. Old agility 0.17 armor, attack speed, movement speed, but now okay. So this is actually a really interesting one. Now every hero gets the movement speed as you get agility. So before then it was the only agility heroes that get benefit of having agility and get more movement speed. But now, like if you get Wraithband, you will get movement speed, regardless of the hero you're playing. But you just get more for being an agility hero. Okay, so this can be a nerf, like relatively a nerf to agility heroes, because this was a class specific perk, but it's not anymore. But this is going to be a buff to Slug, actually a huge buff to Slug. So if you talk about, it's actually insane. So I can predict that. I can already feel that Slug is gonna come back to the meta, because in 7.12 he got a lot of buff, not a lot, but he got buffed in his HP regen. I think his base damage also increased a little bit. So Slug landing stage is much better now, and now that the stats renewal, the stats are like really important. Like having more stats is going to make it really powerful. But considering that Slug is the one who's stealing the stats by just right clicking, and he gets so much benefit from it. Just look at this. So you get one armor for hitting 5 times, which is not even a big deal for Slug. Slug is gonna have a lot of time to right click them down the enemy. So you get a lot of armor during the team fight. You get more attack speed. And you also get more movement speed, but at the same time, if you think about this, you're going to lose the movement speed to Slug as Slug is attacking you. So isn't that crazy? Like as Slug is attacking you, you're gonna lose the armor, you're gonna lose the attack speed, but also at the same time, you're gonna lose the movement speed. So and Slug gets even stronger, more movement speed, more agility, more like clicks harder, better armor. So it's crazy. Slug is gonna come back to the meta. I can feel it. Okay. So that was it. That's all I want to talk about. Of course I can talk about a little bit more. I actually want to, but like I said earlier, I don't want to waste your time too much for having a minor change in this patch. So the patch is always going to be a minor change, but I know that this one is a really big one, like the stats renewal. But I will let like someone like Purge do the 5 hours video of this. I know that the guy is going to do the 5 hours about just talking the small thing. But yeah, that was everything that I want to talk about. So the best way to learn about the difference that has been added to the game after the new patch is not to like just talk about all the math. It's like fun, it's important, but if you actually want to like just figure things out, the best way is to just play the fucking game. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm gonna play some games, and I will let you know if anything really big I can feel have changed after the patch. Okay, thank you guys. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.